right, we are moving on with our volume, our last official lesson on volume. What you're going to be able to do today is apply the volume formula to find missing dimensions, also known as working backwards. So, when you find missing dimensions given volume, you typically will divide. Because working backwards of multiplying is dividing. Notice volume is big B times H. So backwards of multiplying is dividing. If it's a cylinder, it's a little bit more tricky because you have the radius in there, and sometimes you have to take the square root. We'll see if we encounter that. So let's say for this rectangular prism, the volume is 200 cubic inches. What is the length of the base? What's the length of the base? So that I'm looking, what's this? Let's just call it X. So what I do, I fill in what I know. So volume is big BH. So 200 is equal to the area of the base, which would be 4x. 4 times x is the area of the base, times the height of the prism. Mathematicians never leave the variable in the middle, ever. So what I would personally do right away is write it like 200 equals 40x. And then to solve, you would just divide. So x is equal to 50. Now you could just divide right away. Perhaps you don't love doing the algebra portion. You're more than welcome, and yes, that is 5, not 50. Okay. All right. Triangular prism. I have a feeling this might get ugly. So the volume is 2,400 cubic centimeters. What is the height of the triangle? This is the height of the triangle. Because I already have the height of the prism. I want to know what is the height of the triangle. So here you might want algebra. I sure would. So, working backwards for a triangle is definitely way different than a normal prism. So I know big BH. Volume equals big BH. My base is a triangle. So the formula for a triangle is base times the height of the triangle divided by 2, and then I'm going to times it by h. Well, the height of my triangle, I am notating it as x. So I'm going to say 8x over 2 times h equals 2,400. What's my height of the prism? 60. So this h is actually 60. Now you can either go ahead and simplify through and solve with algebra, or like we did in our geometry unit, just start working backwards from the operations. I typically deal with the 2. What's backwards of dividing by 2?
Multiply.
So I can times 2, and I get 8x, because that cancels that out. 8x times 60 equals 4,800. Okay? Now these are both multiplying, so what's backwards of multiplying? Divide. So you could just go 4,800 divided by 8 divided by 60 is 10. I don't know about you, but this drives me crazy when x is in the middle. It would be 480x equals 4,800. Okay. All right, now let's move on to cylinders. So let's say the volume of a cylinder is 552.64 cubic centimeters. What is the height of the cylinder? So this I can call h, height of my cylinder. Alright, so I want to figure out what numbers am I working with. So I always write my original big BH down. And the base of a cylinder is a circle. So the area of a circle is pi r squared times h. So that's how I find the volume of a cylinder. So now I'm just going to fill in what I know. Use 3.14 for pi. Alright, so pi r squared, so 4 squared pi times h equals 552.64. You could just put it all in there right away. You could start here. 4 squared is 16 times 3.14 h equals 552.64. What's opposite of timesing by 16 and 3.14? Dividing. So in my calculator, I would just go, let's see, 552.64 divided by 16 divided by 3.14, and h equals 11. So that's what I did. So again, my strategy here is I always wrote big BH to figure out what formula I'm working with, because I need to know what numbers do I need to work backwards with. So you must know what your big B is.